Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Derek Francis.
And I'm Janice Allen. First tonight, a Michigan fire chief who worked during the height of the pandemic says the state's unemployment insurance agency just sent him a bill for $7,000.
He never filed for the benefits, however. Fox 17 problem solver Ryan Cummings spoke with him about the error and what you can do if you get a similar statement.
And I've heard zero from the unemployment agency. No one has contacted me through phone or mail.
Ronald Wise is the fire chief for South Haven Area Emergency Services. He's worked the entire time during the pandemic.
We're working all these extra hours and someone's trying to claim unemployment under my name.
At the end of May, he says the state reached out to his HR department to check on his unemployment claim, but he never filed one. Turns out somebody fraudulently signed up using his information.
And the HR department knew I was still working full time. Said that I'm working full time. That's not a possible claim, so we're denying it.
But 2 months later, the chief got a letter from the UIA saying it paid out $7,400.
And we're like, that's not possible. HR denied it. So I went online, and you can't call them. When you do call them, it says you must submit everything online. So I submitted online.
Then another letter came saying he was denied further payments. So he filed an additional complaint with the UIA.
And then I got a letter September 2nd, first notice that I owe them $7,458 in back payments.
This is the letter trying to collect repayment for money he says he never received. Frustrating for sure after he says he tried telling the agency months ago that he was working. But no matter how many times he submitted a complaint, he still got this bill.
It was kind of irritating. It makes me mad. But the other one is then I got to do a full credit check to make sure that, if they've got my name, social security number, what else are they, opening up in my name?
Chief Wise works in Representative Beth Griffin's district.
I'm watching these people's lives disintegrate and fall apart. And you know what? It's not good enough. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for them, of course.
She doesn't understand why there's so much confusion at the UIA. That's why she's already asked the agency to open up its satellite offices around the state so people can talk with workers face to face.
Because I am the voice of the people and my people are hurting, it is my duty to speak up. And so frankly, I have nothing to lose. If the governor can't handle it, then she needs to outsource it. She needs to do something to fix this problem.
Her constituents keep calling her with issues similar to the chief's.
If you recall, UIA stopped for a moment back in May and April and said, look, we have instances of fraud. We need to double check IDs. Remember that? So they knew it was happening. And now there's multiple people, of which I have one, that are caught up in this issue. Well, how are they going to bring resolution to that? I'm getting crickets. And my duty is still to be a voice of my people.
Chief Wise says he never got a response from the agency either. He just wants things to get figured out because he's retiring at the end of the month and does not want this to mess up his benefits.
We're busting our bottoms, working, putting long hours in, especially during the pandemic and that. And then you've got someone trying to freeload off the system and they're using your name. And to me, I've always was raised to, work hard and you get a good day's pay. And I've just never liked the freeloader or the ones that steal the money.
Reporting in South Haven for Problem Solvers, Ryan Cummings, Fox 17 News.
UIA does say if you get a similar notification saying you owe when you never filed a claim, it's likely due to criminal activity like this case. The agency says victims are at no risk of wage garnishments. That's the good news, and should not send in payments. If you need to report fraud, you can do so at michigan.gov/UIA.